Guys, it's Chunky here and I'm back today with a video for y'all. Yes, I'm feeling really like throwback right now. I'm sitting in an area and in a spot that I used to do my mukbangs in. If you guys are OGs here, y'all know what's up. I'll put like my little cheap ass backgrounds in the back and shit, but all we got for you today is a doll ass wall. But that's not what matters. What matters is that we're about to grub. Okay, we're about to grub. Look at this. Look at this. We got some lettuce wraps, shrimp lettuce wraps, kimchi salad, and some vegetarian egg rolls with some sweet sauce. So, I was getting ready to do another video. And I just felt like I couldn't think. I'm like, what can I think? I just can't think about what I'm going to do. I can't think about what I'm going to say. Like, what's going on? And it's because I was hungry. Like, oh wait, I need brain power. So I'm going to finish the story I was doing in my last video. This is going to be part 2 of the video of when I was talking about like my pregnancy and stuff. I couldn't just talk about my pregnancy. I couldn't just say my birthing story. Like, I couldn't just start at like, oh, so I had contractions and I went to the hospital and things like that, because my pregnancy was much more complicated, because, you know, I mean, it wouldn't be me if my pregnancy wasn't complicated. Like, it just wouldn't be me. So I'm not really like one of those YouTubers that really like does stuff how other YouTubers do. So I don't even remember where I left off. So I'm assuming. Well, let me get some brain power real quick, and it'll come to me. Drinking water with ice. Y'all, water's so fucking good. Like, for people that don't like water, like, y'all missing out. It's so refreshing, so crisp, so... Oh, I also had a cold, so I'm a little stuffed up, so forgive me for that. Alright, so... by the way, these vegetarian egg rolls are so fucking bomb. Like, the outside of it is so light and crisp, and the inside, I don't know, this is so delicious. Anyways, so I'm thinking I left off where I was basically saying that I had a high-risk pregnancy, and I was explaining because I had high blood pressure, it was high risk. I had several stays in the hospital. If you guys are new to my channel, girl, boy, you gotta catch up. So, anyways, I just had a baby, and everybody want to know what happened, how to have a baby, and it was dramatic. Believe me, it was dramatic. So, stay tuned. So, I had several stays in the hospital due to high blood pressure. They try to get it under control, but it never really was under control. Like, the lowest it had went was in the 120s, and it only stood like that for like a day. And I think it was, I really think it was due to a lot of things that were going on in my life, in my personal life, which obviously that's my personal life. Like, I'm not going to go all into detail about that, but a lot of it is with my personal life. Also, you know, being pregnant and then also having other children, and especially having a hyper child that, you know, because my youngest child, which she's not my youngest anymore, but she's the middle now. She requires a lot of attention. She's very hyper. She's like, she has like ADD. She just requires a lot. So it was just a lot for me. I'm gonna be taking a bite of this lettuce wrap. It's just avocado, rice, and vegetables. I got 2 shrimp and 2 veggie. So this is just kimchi. So it was a lot for me, you know? And it also was a lot for me because I went into detail in my last video that I had liposuction, and I just wasn't planning on having a baby. As I started to go to my doctor's visits, you know, they were like, your blood pressure's not going down. They sent me to the hospital. I had 2 or 3 big hospital stays where I had to stay in the hospital for like, the first time it was a week. The second time it was like 3 or 4 days. The third time it was like more than a week. So it was just, you know, staying in the hospital is very depressing. It's sad. You don't know what's going to happen. They're telling you the worst. They're telling you they're going to take out the baby. I was only about 23 weeks. I was scared. I didn't want the baby out. I wanted him to stay in there. At the same time, my oldest daughter was having problems. You know, I wanted Vato to be by my side, which Vato is my man, the baby's father. I wanted him to be by my side all the way. But at the same time, the kids were really struggling with me being in and out of the hospital. I felt guilty being in and out of the hospital. I felt like I was disappointing them as a mother, and I felt like really sad about it. So I just told Vato, you know, Vato would come and visit me every so often. But I told Vato, just pay attention to the kids. We're about to have a baby. Our attentions are going to be all on the baby when the baby comes. You know, just take this time that I'm in the hospital. I'm away. I'm here. I'm okay. They're monitoring me. Like, they're keeping the baby safe. Just take the kids out. Take them places. You know, spend some time with them while I'm in the hospital. Lemon. This food is so good. Like, y'all. Vegetarian right here. Pescatarian? Pescatarian. Because I had some fish in there. You know what, you guys? I think I'm going to do a week of vegetarian food. And pescatarian and vegetarian and vegan. Alright, so your girl Chunky going vegan, pescatarian, vegetarian, veterinarian. Okay? So, you know, I told Vato, like, just, you know, spend all your time with the kids, because things are really going to take a shift when I do have the baby. So, that's what he did. He would come and visit me every other day, or, you know, every day, you know, when I was there for a couple of days. When I was there for like the week, he came like every other day, or sometimes in the morning for a little while. The rest of the day, he was with the kids, working, and I did end up really getting depressed and being really lonely. But I sacrificed myself and my feelings for my children, which I would do at a drop of a hat again, anytime, any day. But to be honest with you guys, because I'm being honest with y'all, okay? I was depressed. I was sad. I would cry in the night. I didn't know what was gonna happen. You know, there was some days where I did really enjoy being in the hospital because I was able to be away from the chaos of the other kids, and like, you know, I was being monitored, and I knew my baby was being monitored every day, because every day when I was at home, I'll be by myself. The kids went to school, Vato went to work. I was by myself, and they were always telling me like, you could have a stroke, you could fall, you could, you know, things like that. Like, you have to be on bed rest and stuff. And it was very stressful for me. I was always thinking about how the baby was doing inside of me, and things like that. So when I was in the hospital, I didn't have to worry about that because I knew they were monitoring me. This is the shrimp lettuce wrap. Mm-hmm. So I was finally able to get up to my last day in the hospital. I was 33 weeks pregnant, and I got out of the hospital at 33 weeks pregnant, and they were gonna take him out, but I was like, no. I really worked on enjoying my stay at the hospital, relaxing. The hospital is a really good hospital. I said at White Memorial, and the nurses really made it like they were really there for me. Like, a lot of nurses would talk to me and reassure me that things were gonna be okay. They would go on walks around the hospital with me. So I really was able to get my blood pressure under control, my stress level under control. I was able to get everything all right. So they let me out of the hospital. So I even had missed, in order to get the baby, I got him to 35 weeks. And in order to get him to 35 weeks, I missed a doctor's appointment. And I know that was dangerous. I know that was risky. But I kind of knew in my mind that if I would have went to my appointment that day, because I was monitoring my own blood pressure at home. They sent me home with a blood pressure machine. And they told me, like, take it every day. Make sure it doesn't go past this point. If it goes past this point, you got to come in. So I was monitoring myself. Vato really did a good job of supporting me and being there for me while I was pregnant. And he was very worried about me and the baby. And he did all he could, but he had to work. You know, Vato has to work. So kimchi is so good. If you haven't had kimchi, try it. So I missed let me see, I got out when I was 33 weeks. They wanted me to go a week after. So I missed my 34 week, I missed my 34 week checkup. I could get him to where I wanted to get him because I know by monitoring my own blood pressure, I seen that it was a little high. It was a risk, but I did what I had to do because I got him to 35 weeks. So I had a routine checkup that they scheduled me for, and I was like, I have to go in. You know, I just have to go in. But I was feeling good about it because I had took my blood pressure the previous night. I took my blood pressure medication, and I checked my blood pressure in the morning, and it was fine. So I was like, okay, it's okay. It was where they basically they monitor the baby. It's a checkup where they put a monitor on you for 30 minutes. So you're there at the hospital for 30 minutes, and they monitor the baby's heart rate, and then they just do a couple of things, set you up for going, and then they let you go. So I go on. There's other ladies there. And it's like little rooms, and they all have monitors on their babies. And I don't know. There's some women out there that might know what this is called. I forgot what it's called. It was just a monitor. You just monitor your baby. And I went in to do that, and she took my blood pressure, and I was like, oh no, oh no. She's like, your blood pressure's high. I was like, yeah, I know I have high blood pressure with this pregnancy. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, relax. I'm going to take your blood pressure now. We'll do the test. After the test, we'll take another blood pressure. If it's still high like this, we'll see what we're going to do. I was like, oh no, oh no. We were already at the hospital. So I do the test. The whole time I'm sweating. I'm like, relax, relax. Your blood pressure will be high. Relax. The test is over. She takes my blood pressure. Mind you, I skipped a big part. It has a lot to do with it. Mind you, my mom dropped me off at the hospital. I told her, Vato's at work. I had no idea that, because I monitored myself and I knew that my blood pressure was okay, I didn't think that they were going to keep me at the hospital. And even if, I was like, hey, even if they keep me, it's fine. They're going to keep me, and I'll be there a couple of days like they did the last time. You know, Vato will have time to come after work. You know, whoever wants to come visit me could come after. Shout out to the people that came and visit me. My aunts, my uncles, my brother, my sister-in-law, my friend V. Thank you for coming to visit me, and thank you for bringing me food. V really came through for me because she brought me food and stuff, and I was just like, oh, thank you, Lord Jesus. She brought me sushi. You know what? I'm going to put a clip in here of her bringing me sushi at the hospital, because I barely found that clip, and I forgot to add it to another vlog. But I'm going to put a clip in here of my friend visiting me at the hospital, and we're eating sushi at the hospital. Oh, no, that was after I had the baby. Oh, that was after I had the baby. My bad. She also brought me food while I was in the hospital. But anyway, so I thought, like, I wasn't thinking anything. I thought even if my blood pressure was high and they keep me, people will have time to come, you know, if they do decide to take out the baby. So my mom dropped me off at the hospital. I was literally by myself at the hospital. It was a rainy day, December 6th, rainy, gloomy day, and I'm by myself. And so I do the test, and they tell me after the test they do my blood pressure, and my blood pressure is super high, like 177. The nurse that was checking my that was checking my test was like, oh my god, we need to get you to labor and delivery right away. She's like, you're probably gonna stay. I'm like, I knew it. So she walks me over to labor and delivery, and I'm thinking I'm gonna stay. So I don't text my mom right away. I wait till, because I already knew the routine. I went in, you pee, you put the cup in the thing, they ask you about your blood pressure, they evaluate you, they give you a bed, They put you on the monitor and stuff like that. So they do all that, and then I call my mom and hey, I'm gonna stay. Le vato know that I'm gonna stay in the hospital. They're keeping me. My blood pressure is really high. So within me being in the hospital, I was only there for about like 30 minutes, like in the bed. Several people come in, evaluate me. Wow. Several people come in and evaluate me. Ask me questions. Take my blood pressure. The doctor comes. She already knows me. They all know me there. And they're like, hey, girl, this is the day. We're going to have to take the baby out. Like, we can't wait any longer. Your blood pressure keeps getting high. This is it. Like, we can't keep him in there any longer. I was so panicked. I was so scared. My heart started beating. I'm like, I can't believe this is it. Vato's at work. Before I could even get my phone and call Vato, the nurses rush in. If you can see my hands right now, this is how you do it. Kimchi on this one. Other stuff on this one. Okay. So, I was shaking, nervous. I grabbed my phone to call Vato. As soon as I could grab my phone, this nurse comes in. This really sassy nurse. She's an older, like, Vietnamese nurse. She's like, putting my socks on, takes my pants down, shaves on top of my area, like, is prepping me, like, quick. I'm calling Vato, like, oh my god, they're gonna take him out. He's not answering. The nurse is like, I'm gonna have to take your phone. You cannot take your phone in there. Give me your phone. She wanted to snatch the phone out of my hand. I was like, girl, you better hold up. I'm calling my Vato. Finally, he answers. I'm like, babe, get your fucking ass down here now. They're taking the baby out. He's here. He's coming. He's like, I'm on my way. I'm like, babe, please get here in time. Like, I was so sad. Nobody was there to comfort me. So, I had a plan in my head what I wanted to do. Me and Vato were talking about it before this happened. Babe, you know, when it's time, when they tell me to go in, when it's time for them to take the baby out, we're gonna film it. We're gonna film them taking the baby out, you know, picking them up out of my stomach and all this and that. At this point, I'm like, I'm not gonna get no footage. I'm not gonna get no footage for y'all. If you guys want to see that, if you haven't seen on my other channel, I have 2 channels. I have a vlogging channel, Chuntipa Funky. Go on there. I put up, you know, those videos. But basically, it was like coming down to the wire. I'm laying there on the table. They're prepping me. They put the epidural in. They put the needle in my bag. You know, I'm meeting all the nurses. I'm meeting my anesthesiologist. They're going to do a cesarean, emergency cesarean section. Everybody was great. I love my anesthesiologist. He was so cool. He was so calm, so collected. He was talking to me like, I hope, like, you know, I'm going to take as long as I could so that he could come. So he's taking his sweet little time to put the needle in my back, you know, to get me numb so that I could have time for, you know, my man to come. So I'm like, please get here. Please get here. I'm already thinking like he's not gonna make it. So they start the C-section. I'm like laying down on the table. I keep looking at the door behind me like, please. They take the baby out. And at this point, I was expecting to see a little tiny baby because that's what they were saying, that he was going to be only like 4 pounds, and going to be really tiny and stuff like that. They pull his out. They pull him out, and he's like a full grown baby, 6 pounds 5 ounces, and I'm like, oh my god! When they pull him out, I'm like, thank you, Lord Jesus, thank you. Like he was crying. He's like, they pull him out, he just like his little monster. I'm like, oh my god! I was like, oh my god, he's healthy. Sorry, I think my tooth. He's healthy. He's great. You know, they put him on. As soon as they pull him out, they take him to that little table where they clean him. As soon as they take him to that little table to clean him, they hadn't even like started cleaning him. Vato walks in, and I'm like, oh my god! And I'm like, babe. He's like, oh, like, you know, he doesn't know what to do. He kisses me, and then I'm like, grab my phone. They're like, you could film. They said that we could film. Like, they were like, they suggested, like, grab your phone. Do you have a phone? Film this. They're the one that suggested it. So Vato, he's like, where's your phone? He grabs my phone out of my purse, and they took my purse in there with me. They took all my belongings with me. And they put my belongings in the corner. So Vato got my phone, and he's like, that's where, you know, a clip of him, like, he brings it out, and they're cleaning the baby off, and they show him like that. And it was just like, I was just like, thank God. Like, I really wish that he was there to see him, like, being pulled out of my stomach, like, when he first got out. But I'm just happy that he made it, you know, to see him, like, on the table being cleaned or stuff like that. But that was pretty much it. Like, as soon as that happened, they had to take him to the NICU, and he had to stay in the hospital for about a week. But really, nothing was really wrong with him other than the fact that he was early, so they had to keep him in because he was premature. They had to monitor him because he was premature. But he was really healthy, lungs really healthy. He just had yellow jaundice, so he had to stay like a couple of more days to be under the light. But I'm so happy and so grateful that he's healthy and that he made it and he's here. It's been a struggle, and I'll go into that on another mukbang, so I guess there'll be a part 3. And with that being said, I don't want it to be too long because then it takes forever to upload, but I'm going to upload this tonight. I love you guys. Stay chunky because chunky is beautiful. If you want to hear more, let me know down below in the comments. And I love you guys. Stay chunky because chunky is beautiful. Did I already say that? I don't know. Bye-bye. Peace.